What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is Monday, July 20th. Lots of stuff happened today. Well, not all, it's like one giant thing has happened today.
The biggest thing. A Texas-sized. That's a Texas-sized yeehaw on a fuck-up.
But before we get into that, how's everyone doing tonight? How are you, Chewy?
I'm good, man. I've had an interesting couple days dealing with some customer support issues. Went to do grocery pickup, trying to do my best. You know, it's like I got to get groceries. Don't want to pay for delivery, but I don't want to be around people. Grocery pickup's becoming more reliable. I show up, I go home, and they're like, "We forgot to give you all of your refrigerated stuff." And I was like, "Cool." So I had to get my ass back in the car, head back. I was like, "Ugh." Other than that, been a good day.
Nice. I had an interesting weekend. Went and saw you, hung out for a little bit. Proceeded to go on the way home, get into an incident with my car, but I'm fine. Car's not really fine right now, but it'll get there. But yeah, it's been
We're getting there.
it's been an interesting weekend. Today was actually really good.
You can only go up.
I was big sad over the weekend, but today was actually really good. Although I did laugh at some of the things that had happened, but not like I don't know, like in an ironic way. I don't know. It's not funny, but it's just like, wow, come on.
Come on. Let's get our shit together, right?
Oh, man. Well,
so yeah, I will say, at least in Dallas, they refused to open schools back up for three extra weeks, hopefully in recovery. So I hope you guys are still being safe, making good choices, and I just hope safety and wellness for everybody because we are in uncertain times.
very true. Very true. Shout out to everyone in chat. Keeb Noobs, Zerkowski, Lang, Brez, Zor Clicky Clack, Exo Squid, Andy. How are y'all doing?
Zor Clicky Clack. That sounds like a bad guy from Toy Story 5.
Or like he's like the like an alien that's just still really into mechanical keyboards.
Well, he's got like 15 tendril fingers. And he's like, I need alt keys. He just uses like the Scrabble pad. Remember when they made the PCBs for the Scrabble pad? He just uses that as his keyboard.
I am Zor Clicky Clack.
He's like, GMK symbiote cannot come out soon enough.
He's the only one that can actually read what the legends say.
Like, makes perfect sense to me. No. I got some fun mail.
Yeah,
we can start with you because I feel like I won mail week. All right,
you did win mail week. Mail of the week, I guess. I don't know. But
mail of the week.
We'll start with which is it's not really mail. I'll start with my actual stuff. These are not new to a lot of people because they've been out for a while, but I finally got my Blueberry switches. So very excited to try these out. I think I'm gonna put them because I have my one of your old hot swap PCBs and my other Sirius plate, so I'll probably lube them up and put them in that at some point here in the future. These are, I knew they would be super tactile. These are still a little bit more tactile than I initially had anticipated.
They're bumpy boys.
Big bump, mini sharp. And then what I picked up at Chewy's house this past weekend, which is what I'm actually going to be building. It's not for me, it's for a client, but
yeah, I can't keep giving you 65% boards.
It's true. It's a canoe. Very excited to kind of build this. See if I can take it out of show it off a little bit. I will be building this tomorrow night. literally 24 hours from now. Pretty stoked about this. I've never built one of these. Very popular board in the community. It's got a nice little red plate with a red weight. Silver top, black bottom. It's a very clean look. I was trying to figure out what he said I want to use on it, and I'm like, I don't have anything that's really red. So I guess I'm just gonna use like minimal.
There's not a whole lot of good red sets. Like you
Yeah.
got Hamon, but that can be polarizing because it's so red. And like Metaverse has good red accents, but like classic red, but that's not here yet. Oh, you could use, well, I don't know if it supports it, but you could use the
Yeah, I thought
the
about
Coca-Cola caps.
yeah, the PBT ones. I thought about that, but then I was like, you know what? I don't think it'll have the right compatibility. So
Probably not. Yeah, and it's strange because like the canoe, that was like the board. That was one of the top tier boards when we started. Before Keycap was a big thing, and TGR was still, they were known, but it was kind of like still up there. It was like canoes were, that was like a board that if you had a canoe, that was like one of your top tier boards. So cool to see.
all right, now it's your turn to show off and
So the first
make
thing is
everyone
actually
sad.
something that both of us got. We bought with some channel money. We were very excited. So thank you to you guys, the viewers, for helping get us a desolder gun. So now we can, I'll kind of open it up, but it's like it lays in here very goofily. But yeah, we got ourselves a desolder gun. So now we can start offering some desoldering services with our build services. So thank you guys, because that was something that we had talked about at the beginning of the year about obtaining. And since we're not really going anywhere anytime soon, it's like, hey, we've got this. Like, let's make this smart purchase? And so now, more builds. We get to, I desoldered my Zyko build, so now I have the switches, but they're not in a keyboard, because I created a switch and don't have a board with it. But I'm very stoked on that. Osiris technically had that in possession, but he let me use it so that I can get some stuff ready to go for upcoming builds. But the next one, which I am super stoked about, is a TKL private buy. It is the Crown. It is heavy as balls. So I got it in white. This is by Blind Assassin. I got the Win Keyless option. It's got these super awesome curves on the side.
So clean.
Dude, this is an awesome board. I cannot tell you how excited I am and how annoyed that I have to wait another week. I'll be building this next Tuesday. We have a very cool giveaway with this build that I will announce on Wednesday. So I'm very excited though to build this. I think I'm going to be putting creams in it, some 98 gram creams, and yeah, it's kind of everything. I sold my KBD 8X to help fund this board, so I kind of had that board. Was not happy with the color. I chose green. I actually built it on our first 24-hour stream, and I just wasn't as thrilled with it. And then when this kind of came across, I was able to get in on it, and I was very excited, and it finally shipped. It had some delays due to COVID-19, but super excited. And I am building it alongside Langlandia, who is building his.
Ooh, fancy.
So it was supposed to be with I Am Me, You Are You, but some of the boards had some trouble with the anodizing. I guess the anodizing caused the screws. This is actually a very common issue. But the anodizing caused the screws to not fit 100%. And so he had to, Blind Assassin had to get some special tools shipped in to work on it. But
Nice.
super excited.
And since I forgot, go back to me after this, but what is on your desk?
Wow. Well, I found it fitting. For those who don't know, the Squid 60 is this week. So I actually been using it all this week. I'll probably wind up changing to the Singa after tonight because I usually change after Mondays. This is the Baka 60. I've renamed it the Squid 60 in honor of my awesome and amazing dog. Holy Pandas. It sounds great, feels great. I love it. This is currently probably my favorite. It's probably going to always be like top 2 because it'd be weird if I didn't like a board that I designed. But if you guys want to learn more about this board, hit !squid because you can get in on one this Saturday.
Ooh. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see how fast they go. I think that's my
Yeah, I'm like excited but not because I want everyone to be able to get one, but like I literally live in a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't have enough space to
have a crop with a ton of them, yeah.
But I think I'm going to be doing like a little Discord event probably where I'm just like, hey, we'll just do like a little live launch on Discord as well. So be sure to check that out.
Nice. As far as what is on my desk, we'll roll back my way. I actually asked Chewy, I was like, what should I start using? Because I was using my Bach and I'd been using it for a couple weeks and I was getting the itch to kind of change. And he's like, dude, I haven't used the Bauer in a while. So I put my Bauer.
It's been a hot minute.
Back on the desk. So it's my Bauer with 8008. It's just, it looks so good. It's so clean. Just so like, it's funny because, you know, a lot of people, the Bauer and the Iron, and I'll always say this, they came out similar times. They're so different in the way that they're designed, the way they sit like on your desk. It's just like, I don't know, it's just a completely different experience between the two of them. So
absolutely. It's one's like rigid, strong, tough. The Bauer's like smooth, sexy.
Yeah, it's like curvy, nice and elegant.
You know, it's like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. And if we just lost 2 sponsors because of that comment, my bad. Anyway, sorry about that. God, Brad Pitt being the Bauer, I love it. But no, we've got some fun stuff to talk about. Feel like we're almost a broken record at this point, but we're gonna keep reporting on it. So really quick shout out. I won't go into too much detail, but I want to thank switchmod.net, canonkeys.com, dixiemech.com, and Project Keyboards for being our awesome sponsors, as well as Zap Cables, Smith & Rune, and Type Beast for being our awesome partners. You will hear more about them later.
Yeah, so
we're going to get into it.
Speaking of SwitchMod, there was something that happened today, and I'm sure a lot of you in chat know it, and if you don't, then this is going to be a little bit of a kind of a what the fuck moment, for lack of a better words. So you're familiar, GMK Alter ran back, I believe, in November, I think.
It was the best-selling set of November.
Yeah. Ran back in November, so it's about time they're getting their caps. And they made the caps in the wrong color.
Yeah. So like, and this isn't like color matching, right? This isn't like, oh, we screwed up and, you know, we plumbed it up or we necroed it up. No. They straight up, like, they said, we want this color. After they did the color matching process, they were sent 2 caps. They were like, we want this one. And no, they sent the other one.
Yeah, and so,
and this is not color matching issue. This is like GMK seriously dropped the ball.
Yeah, they absolutely did. So this is, I kind of snipped this from the SwitchMod Discord. This is in their keycaps announcement. Basically, it just says exactly what we told you. When they received the samples, they chose one that was on the left. So I'll show you the picture bigger. So they chose the leftmost cap, and GMK, I guess, decided that they were going to do the rightmost cap, and the middle is kind of what they got. So, and it's not just like, oh, hey, this is just one like set. This is literally all like what 1,000? I can't remember how many it hit. It was quite a bit.
I think it was like 800. Because I
That's
don't
still
remember
a lot of
that's still a
plastic.
lot. That's like 300 more than Modern Dolch sold first round. Yeah, that's like, so this is, we were talking about in our Discord today, this is the biggest screw up that GMK has had. So the problem here is not, oh, the legend was messed up, or oh, the color matching process might. No, GMK messed up every single set too, and is now every single set. And mind you, this is, I don't even think they're going to ship these out. These are probably just going to get trashed, unfortunately. Or there's going to be GMK alter GMK mess up edition. like
Yeah.
I don't know what the plan is from here. I mean, it's literally day one, and so, you know, hearts out to Krelbit, because I'm sure he's not going to sleep for the next 3 days. Because this is, I mean, like I said, this is a big set, and that's, I mean, that's a catastrophic failure. This is beyond beyond quality control issues. This is like a whole problem, and
Yeah.
this is not. We're talking about GMK problems like every fucking week.
Yeah.
It's
And Krelbit says in here in his post that he says his energy is fully dedicated to making this right. Main goal is to have the set's offending color keycaps remade. Secondary objective is, barring a remake, would be to ship the sets and get a substantial refund from GMK, which he would pass on to the purchasers. Obviously, this is still up in the air. They're still talking with GMK about this. Apparently, GMK has said that they will offer a solution tomorrow. And in addition to this, which we didn't talk about yet, all of the spacebar kits are missing a key.
Yeah, which that's another, you know, quality control error. We've seen that happen. GMK Waves, GMK Waves had a novelty key missed. So we've, you know, this is not the first time we've seen that. We are dealing with thousands of pieces. Those are usually handled pretty swiftly. I actually don't know if any of the Waves kits of the people that got the novelties, I'm sure it got fixed. I haven't heard. So it's just, I mean, yeah, and so what Starstone said, it's, I mean, I would still, I mean, this is a GMK problem. It was a human error. Someone, you know, someone messed up the colors with GMK. As long, I don't know if Krelbit sent the wrong information to GMK, then that's Krelbit's fault. But if somebody at GMK over there, that's still, I mean, it falls on GMK, right? Unless Krelbit sent the wrong information when GMK sent something out and it was supposed to be this and it's now this, that's GMK's fault. And GMK is going to have to fix it. That's the objective of that, is you fix your own mistakes, right? So I, you know, with the missing key, hopefully that gets rectified through all of this process. I don't know exactly which space bar it was.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was like a 6U. So not too many people are affected, but I don't know how many people are actually going to get this version of this set right. It would not surprise me if it was just easier to like ship all the keycaps back and have them start over, or at least start over with the alphas, right? Like, I don't know what the easiest process here is.
Yeah, I mean that is one of the things we can always. I mean, obviously we don't know for sure, but we can speculate. I feel like in this situation, it would probably be easier for them just to make the new keys and ship them out, and then you just ship, and then people just get two sets of. They get the messed up ones and the new ones, rather than cutting everything open, taking all the caps out, and then because like what is GMK gonna do with those caps? Like once it's already double shot, you can't really like undouble shot it and then like separate it and use those plastics again. So it's kind of like
the only issue I see there is and while maybe it's not my place to say, but that's an added shipping cost to Switch Mod, right?
Well, no. I'm saying
And
he keeps them all. They
yeah,
send
well,
new
no,
alphas and then he ships it in one box with the new alphas.
I know, but that's still extra weight, right? I mean, it could potentially be a bigger issue if the boxes he has are only good enough for that. That could just become logistically a problem. And you know, I know Krellbit will make the right decision because there might be. What I'm excited to see is that someone's like, "Fuck the original set. I like this messed up one." Like there's going to be at least one person that's like, "I like this way better."
Yeah, I mean there will be. It'll be one of those things too. Like, I don't know. I wonder if I would wonder if they would leave it up to where it's like you as a person, you could decide whether or not you want to wait or get your set. But I feel like that would kind of like destroy the like intention of the set,
Mm.
And it would also like make it really, really weird if you were, buying it secondhand of like, wait, do you
Which
have
set
the
do you
fixed
have?
alphas or do you have the bad alphas?
Mech market
So.
on this set's going to be an issue and a
Or
half.
people who like they get it, like they buy it on the aftermarket, but they don't actually know the situation. Excuse me. And then they sell it as if they have like more kits. And so they like separate the kit out and try to like sell it for more. That'll be interesting to see in a couple years if stuff like that happens. But yeah, they're gonna make it right. Krellbit's gonna, I'm sure, figure it out, and GMK obviously has to figure it out. They're kind of on the hook for this. Same thing with the space bars. So, but that's happened.
It will eventually fix it. It will get solved because there was actually, this is a long time ago when GMK Burgundy Round 2 ran. This was actually a very strange incident. FedEx, I believe it was FedEx, just lost like half of the group buy for GMK Round 2. So someone somewhere has, or in some FedEx facility, there's like 150 or 100 sets. I think it was only because it's GMK Burgundy, I believe, is GMK colors, and they had made a bunch. I think there was like a bunch of extras. It was super easy. They were able to like make them super duper fast, which nowadays wouldn't be a thing, right? Because we'll talk about what this means for other sets here in just a second. But there's some dude at FedEx with like 3 pallets full of GMK Burgundy Round 2 sitting on gold. Doesn't realize it yet. But luckily, this was sold through TX Keyboards. They fixed it way faster than you would think. Than I was, because I remember I bought this originally for your birthday.
Yep.
Like 2 years ago, and then I was like, you know what? I actually want Burgundy. I'll give you Hyperfuse. And I remember reading that email, just being like, dude, someone's gonna like open up a box and be like, what the fuck is this shit? And I'm still waiting for Burgundy to show up on eBay at some point, and just like, $30, someone's gonna score like 12 sets of GMK Burgundy for like $200. But it's they fixed it. They fixed it very quickly. The issue right now is how fast can GMK fix this thing? We've already had issues. We've got issues. I don't know if they're going to fix the warping issues. That's something that I hope they do. But
I would assume that they won't fix the ones that already exist, but they will make changes for the future to not have that happen.
The quality control moving forward.
Yeah.
They've got to fix. So another issue, I've been saying this for a while on our Discord. I need to put up like it's been how many days since since something from GMK keycaps has been messed up. GMK Night Runner, the 2U0 in the numpad, which like outside of the Austin, like only a handful of boards actually use, but this is still an unacceptable thing, did not have the stems for the stabilizers. So it was a 2U key with no stabilizing stems. And that was discovered by a few different people. So we don't know that has to be fixed, right? And those custom colors have to be figured out. So we don't know if that's a mold issue, a big oversight, really. But hopefully this thing gets fixed. But when you've got Olivia that's supposedly in process, in the making, that's like 3,000 kits or 6,000 kits. I don't remember the actual number because there's
It's
so
like
many of both.
It's like 3 and 3, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
Dracula.
Dracula's coming up. They still need to figure out Dracula. And then pretty soon after, we're going to start seeing Modern Dolch Light, which sold like 2,000. So, like, they've got these huge numbers coming up. And what does that mean, right? Like, you're going to start slowing down other sets.
Yeah, absolutely. Pixel Adventure, thank you for the tier 1 for 2 months. Appreciate that, my dude. Yeah, I mean, so I was thinking about this, and there actually has been a situation where colors were messed up before, but it wasn't a very big deal because it was a single cap for the salty caps. So the carbon round.
Oh, yeah.
They printed one of the caps in an inverted colorway. I think it was for
the Taro?
No. It was the green one.
Terminal.
Terminal. Yeah, they printed it in the inverted way, so it was green with the gray versus dark gray with green salty cap. And then that was one of those things I was like, oh, well, this isn't right, but this looks cooler because it's brighter. And then all of a sudden one day the cap just showed up like out of nowhere. So I'm assuming that GMK will do something similar. They'll fix it and they have to, but it just sucks that this keeps happening because, like you said, it is going to delay these other sets if they do have to spend time working on these ones, because you can imagine it's not like these were manufactured like last week. They're probably manufactured maybe over like a month ago or 2 months ago, because they manufacture and they sort and then they pack. And so I don't know. Like, I feel like it won't affect sets that are already past the manufacturing and are in like the actual packaging and sorting phase. It'll affect the ones that are running like maybe the January, February sets.
Which, I mean, and sets that Terra's still up there, Dual Shot is still out, Burgundy, Rudy, these are all November, December, January sets. What was Novel Keys in January? The Peach Blossom. These are all sets that, still need to come out, still need to get run. Yeah, I'm worried about Terra too, Zor. But yeah, it's, so Exo Squid asked you a question, which is, with so many other companies getting better and better with their own quality of keycaps, do you think this is going to affect the GMK market? I think we're going to start seeing a shift in kind of what we saw like 2 years ago whenever the bubble first initially inflated, which is certain sets are going to be really expensive and other sets are going to not. So 9,009, while yes, it's still shipping, when sets are going to sell for a little bit more right when they come out because of FOMO, because it's, oh, you didn't get this, you didn't get it on the extras here. So sets are going to initially be a little bit more, but I do think some of that's going to drop off, especially with these sets like that have errors like these. I am very curious to see with these sets like Olivia and Dracula selling so many, how expensive those will go for. I think people are going to try, but I think that's going to slowly die out very quickly. With people, with sets like Olivia that are sold 3,000 kits, I have a feeling that people are going to try and sell them for $350, $400. And I think maybe like a handful of people will get lucky with that, but I think it will die out.
I think what'll happen with that is it's going to be some people are going to get really screwed, because there's going to be some people who, like, they get their set and then they instantly put it on Mech Market for like an insane price, and then it sells. But little do they know, like, Mike bought a crap load of extras, and the extras are going to be there for a while, like a Metropolis situation where extras were up for a couple months.
Yeah.
Because on a set like Olivia, where it's sold so much, you can put so much money into extras there and buy so many extra kits. Because I think obviously there is still a lot of want for sets like Dracula and Olivia, but I don't think if he, like, say he bought 1,000, which I don't know the exact number of Olivia kits he bought, but say he bought 1,000 or maybe even more, maybe like 1,500, like 750 of each. I feel like those will be up for longer than, 15 minutes the way it's been the past couple group buys. So I think that'll change
get
it.
one. Yeah, you can get one if you're there trying.
Yeah, I think that'll be what settles out the aftermarket price. But I think there will be people who get it the week and then they just instantly put it up on Mech Market and get like $300 for it. And then that person that spent $300 will be like, man, why did I do that? I could have bought it for 130 or 140 from Novel Keys for Extras. So
yeah, it does. I'm very curious to see how these high extras sets sell for, because we did see, now this was back before the insane markets that we see right now, but like Metropolis lasted for a hot minute. GMK Lime lasted for very long. Although a lot of people, I don't think that many people liked Lime as much as, I mean, it eventually sold out, right? So then that's all you can ask for, is it eventually selling out. If it takes 2 months and then you sell out, cool, you still sold out, you still made all your money.
Mr. Petrov, thank you for the
hello, Osiris
tier
and
1.
Chewy.
And CCat6, thank you for the 100 bits. Much appreciated.
Appreciate that. Also, hi. How are you,
Hello.
Mr. or Mrs. CCat6?
Or Cat6. Cat6. So I'm hoping, with a problem, this needs to be the only issue like this alter problem, because a couple caps can be handled pretty quickly and efficiently on the side, right? But like a restaurant can fix an order for one person pretty effectively. But if the vendor ships you 10,000 corn tortillas when you asked for flour, that's a little bit more of a problem than a small package, right? So,
Well,
I'm back. That was my side.
okay, I was like, wait. I've instantly looked down. I'm like, I'm not dropping frames.
That's on. That was all Discord too. It just said disconnected.
Hey, sometimes it'd be like that.
Thanks, Discord. So, but with that many switch caps, that's going to be time on the machine. It's going to take a couple of weeks. So,
well, the thing is that, I mean, from what happened, like, while this is GMK's fault, this isn't directly GMK having 2 plastics and putting the wrong one in. They ordered the wrong plastic, right? Yeah. They have a color code for a plastic. They ordered the wrong one. So they have to go now and order the correct color of plastic and then get it in, manufacture the caps, pack them up, sort them, pack them up, ship them out. So it is going to be a little bit longer of a process. Because it's not, I don't think they have as much of that color of plastic on hand.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and this, like, imagine if this had happened with like, I don't know, one of like a minimal set, right, where it's like, GMK color. Like, I wouldn't have imagined that would have been, because there's color codes they would have been easily able to use, but that would have been much easier, right? They're just, oh, okay, we'll just grab what we have on hand, throw it on the machine, start going right now. Like, that probably would have already, the second that was discovered, they would have probably already been. But because it is a custom color, that does add a little bit of a complication.
Yeah, because
it adds more time.
And that's also why I don't think this is necessarily something that will likely ever happen again, because the people at GMK are going to be like, listen, we have to quadruple check our processes before we order the plastics from whatever their supplier is, for the actual colored plastics. Because I mean, if for those who are not aware of the way the plastics come, they come in tiny little dots. They look like little BBs, and they melt them, and then they mold them. How it's made with Osiris, Keycaps edition.
It would be cool to see the factory, like a factory tour.
Their engineers, they'll put a process in place. That's what they do. Very true.
And look, I feel like GMK is not like these issues that are happening. They probably all happened in a short time period. We're just seeing them spread out because of how many sets we have, right? So honestly, a lot of these issues probably happened in like a 6-week time frame where they could have been understaffed due to the pandemic. There could have been something wrong with any number of things. And so for just a long stretch, there's a lot of issues, right? This one is this is just a different problem. It was a more serious problem, but it was a different problem than what we've seen. And once again, this is one of those things that while all these are having issues, there are also a shit ton of sets that are going out perfect, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say this isn't a cause for panic. We made some jokes about like, oh, what's going to be the best new GMK because there's other sets. No, GMK is still going to make very quality things. They still do. It's just the things that they're under a microscope, right? When you're at the top, people are looking to take you down. Always. So GMK is under a microscope. Excuse me, where Cat Milkshake was talked about for like a week and then everyone forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure this situation, because that Signature Plastics, that Key Creative and the people over at Affinity and even I'm sure EPBT people are all looking at this situation and are like, okay, how do we make sure that this doesn't happen to us as well? Because this is not like the alter stuff, which is technical, is what we're talking about. If you're not familiar, GMK alter, they literally made the caps in the wrong color. But this is not an isolated to GMK issue of like making sure that these processes are in a way to where people don't make like a human mistake of like, because one would assume with grays when you're changing the color codes, however it's in their system, it may be someone typed a 7 instead of an 8. It could be super easy. You type, a 7 on an email instead of an 8, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get plastics, and then you're just sitting there assuming you crank all these sets out, and then boom, you have this alter situation where, you've got the wrong caps because GMK obviously didn't know this entire time.
Yeah,
they weren't even thinking about it, and then I'm sure they were not happy.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. There was at least a meeting or two, some uncomfortable meetings. Sniper Bob asks, speaking of quality control, I assume you guys saw the ordeal with drop Holy Pandas and FIFO inventory shipping. I did not see any issues with that. I didn't. Once I found out that they changed the plastics on there, I was like, eh. Yeah, I want to say they changed from polycarbonate to palm, which changes the sound significantly of a Holy Panda. An actual font type sample for future group buys. I would like to see that. I think that would be better because it is harder to see. I can show you a color here and a color here, but you're not going to be able to see what that looks like this perfect, right? It's not going to be, as we've talked about this, I think with Neflock, where you don't know what a set looks like until you get the set. You can guesstimate as much as you want, but you're not going to actually know what a set is going to look like until it comes. So they credited certain batches $10 because they messed up first in, first out shipping batches. Yeah. I mean, good for them for processing credits, but that's also like drops MO.
That's just what they do, yeah.
Anytime anything goes, $10 because they're still going to make that $10 is definitely above their profit margin still.
The thing that I don't understand about the front typed sample for future group buys, they already do that, but they don't do it.
Colors,
yeah. No. Like you get your color sample, but it'll come with like the actual legends will be in like black or white.
Yeah.
Like it won't
Like
be
a GMK color. It won't be the
it won't be what you
actual
want. Just like make what they want. Like just put it together and give them like 2 caps, and then you can actually see, oh, are these saturation levels enough to where it's like visible?
make a test key. You can make a heck key. Just make a test key.
Yeah.
Just put test on it and then send it out. And it says so you can actually see what it looks like. 'Cause it wouldn't be there was a manual I saw that sends a whole set. So Sayoshi Infinity will send out a sample set.
Yeah.
But that is die sub, so that's a little bit easier to like singularly send out a set.
Yeah, shorter process too.
Shorter process, easier. I know their factory is like gigantic too. Like they can pump those sets out really quick. So I think it would be great to send out. You know, it would be really awesome to see like a GMK set, like if they had like a dedicated machine just to sending out a a sample set, right? Or at least like a handful of keys. We'd love to see that with GMK, but at that point, that's not what they do, right? Their Unikey is not the GMK is that's not their own. They don't only make keycaps. Now they make a shit ton of money from keycaps, but that's not going to be their main priority. So it's kind of their side biz.
Yeah. I mean, people always say we're a blip to them. We're not anymore. And I think what we're seeing is we are seeing the direct like issue raised by our community exploding the way it did, because I think I don't remember the exact numbers that I was told, so this is just kind of like a ballpark. We were under 10%. I think we were under 5% of their entire business in terms of annual revenue, and then it's gone up to like 15% or something like that. Like basically it was an increase of 10 to 15% in 1 year of what the revenue was from just our community to GMK.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is the struggles from that, like their growth. Like a lot of the community doesn't understand how to like actually scale up. It's not really a surprise that GMK is struggling a little bit as well, because they're trying to figure it out, and they will. Like GMK is the best for a reason. Like it's the top dog for a reason. It doesn't mean that someone else can't come in and take that throne away, but I'm sure that they will figure it out, because as people were saying, they were scaling up with half staff and during a pandemic. Like it's hard. And teaching new people how to use a new machine.
Stuff and new machines and quality control. And these people are like, you're making keycaps? Like what? But the other thing, it's kind of the theme of 2020, I think, is we're trying to figure out, the community is growing, and we're trying to figure out, we're in a growth spurt. We're trying to figure out, we got growing pains. I think 2020 should just be named in the keyboard community growing pains, because we're seeing issues with 4,000 people going for key colds and 3,000 people going for the Iron 165 buy, and the NK65 selling out in 3 seconds for 900 boards. We're going through growing pains. People have to be patient. It's fortunate, the people that got in 2018, early 2019, you're very fortunate. You're very great. It was very great that you're able to get in with the community. You were able to get into things, right? But it's just not that way anymore. This community's changed. We're going through growing pains. Novel Keys is 2 years ago. If someone said people were going to start sending death threats to Novel Keys, I would laugh in your face, because I'd be like, they're the nicest, sweetest company. They handled the box issue the best way that they could. Like everything this is such a great guy. And now people are hating on him for not having enough things. And he released even in his update today, he was like, hey, I'm not posting the link so that people can't bot the new switches that are coming out tomorrow. So we're just going through growing pains. GMK is going through growing pains. The vendors are going through growing pains. They can only do so much, right? I mean, I don't like bringing this up, but I remember the 72 extra Bauer forms that were submitted.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad for those 72 people because that was a tough one. For those who don't remember, Dixie website, people hopped in and he couldn't close it off fast enough, and 72 people thought they won and got into the first come first serve with Bowers, and unfortunately they were unable to actually get in because the system let in too many. Something that I'll probably wind up having to deal with. Hopefully not too many on this Saturday, but growing pains, right? We're trying. The community's trying.
Yeah.
It's hopefully raffles are nice, but
It's funny.
chance.
It's funny because we're dealing with, like, right now we are not dealing with the current community in terms of keycaps. We're not dealing with the current community growth. We're dealing with the growth that happened like in fall of last year, right? Yeah. So it's funny because it's like they're gonna have to figure it out, because as things get bigger and bigger and there's more and more sets, we're still like, everything's still growing. Like, while there was October and December with Dracula and Olivia plus, there's like, we're hitting near those numbers every single month now. Like it's just crazy.
That's all I gotta say. It's insane. I'm hoping, and I hope that everything's able to scale up. I would love for Novel Keys to be able to have the NK65 in stock. And so when someone goes, hey, what's a good keyboard? It kind of pains us that we're sitting here and we can't release a like buyer's guide, right? Because we can't buy anything. It sucks. Like we understand that. Cyrus and I completely understand that. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Wait, if you want a really nice board and you want to definitely get in on it, wait until Rama comes up with something, because that's kind of the only board company I can think of that's above. I mean, even KBD fans is hard to get stuff from. People are still flipping $250 boards for $1,000. So, that's Rama seems to be the only company that's like, sure, we'll take in a bunch of orders. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's been some open stuff. I think the Think 6.5 V2's running right now, and I think that's open buy, which you can get in on.
I mean, yeah, probably.
But because Hater Zoe asks, it's semi-unlimited, okay? Yeah, okay, it's like capped. Hater Zoe asks if he should get on the Think 6.5 V2 or wait for Bauer 2. So the thing is, as much as I would say that in my opinion, based on my Bauer experience by owning one, and then my limited Think 6.5 V1 experience, I would say wait for Bauer, but the chance of you getting one is going to be much lower, because I'm sure that it'll still be somewhat of a limited buy. So if you can get on Think, I would say maybe go ahead and pick it up. But if you don't, then hang out for the Bauer too.
You're going to be really happy with both decisions.
Yeah.
The Think sounds. GMKant asked, do we know what time the Dry and Silk switches will be up tomorrow? 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 Central, 10 a.m. 9 a.m. Pacific. So
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I guess to kind of cap it all off, it'll get fixed, but maybe, as the old saying goes, right, you have to hit rock bottom before things can get better. Maybe this is GMK's rock bottom. This could be, hopefully, this is
I would hope so.
That tells GMK that's like, oh, if we're taking in millions and millions of dollars from this community, maybe we should start treating this with a little bit more care and a little bit more, maybe we shouldn't be relaxing too much on our heels and start digging forward. So Haters honestly, go for polycarb on the Think 6.5. For whatever reason, the polycarb Think 6.5 is one of the best sounding boards I've ever typed on. Silent auctions on a mech market.
That's not good.
Problem. That's not.
I don't think. I
allowed.
think that's against the rules.
Not allowed to auction stuff.
But it's always like it's kind of a gray area, right? Because you have the or best offer thing. So like I could put a board up for like an insane price and then just type or best offer, or like something like I could put, say I'm putting up my iron, right? And I could put it up for $2,500 or best offer, when in reality I would accept like $1,600. But who knows? Maybe I'll get someone to say I'll give you $2,000.
Yeah.
It's such a weird gray area. That's just the nature of doing everything through Reddit and not through like an actual site of like
eBay or something.
Yeah. Or like like how sneakers have
eBay has bids, so
well, but I'm saying like, or like something like StockX, right? Where it's like, you can just pay. It is what it is. You put it up for what you want, and then you sell it.
Yep.
It's not a bidding service.
Like, I'm gonna take a little bit of that, and thank you very much.
Hey, it's how it goes.
Maybe Mechs on Deck needs to do that and just start sitting back and going, "Yep, that board looks legit. Send it on, and thank you for my $40." God, such a strange concept if you think about it. $69,000. Yeah, absolutely, or $6,900. But yes, let's hope. My hope. Whenever this came out, Osiris like totally just baited that out there earlier in our Discord. He was just like, "Did you guys see what happened with GMK Alter? Really sucks." And then just didn't say anything for like 5 minutes. I'm like, God damn it, what happened?
Well, no, because Colt had linked it in the chat. That's why I was like, wait, you didn't even look at it?
So, but yeah, let's hope that next Monday we have nothing but nice things to say about GMK.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
we
hopefully.
need to start reporting on the good, right? Delta came out. No one's had any issues with Delta so far. So, as far as I know,
I mean, I think I can single-handedly tell us if there are issues with GMK Delta, because I know he bought 7
kits.
7 kits. So, price predictions on the Bauer, dude, I'm not sure. I think the original ones retailed were like 5 something. It was like 4 something for
4
aluminum.
It was like 475 and 575. Probably see those numbers go up by 50 each. I'd be willing to bet.
Yeah, especially because like shipping and stuff, because freighting things is way more expensive now. And that's another thing to think moving forward, is that freighting is going to be like, you can expect boards to go up in price just for this, because of shipping, because of how expensive it is.
Yeah. And it's technically different. There's newer, more advanced things on the Bauer too. So expect to see a little bit of a price increase because there are added features. So but yeah. So some good news. We got a new website. My Keeb folder on my bookmarks is getting longer and longer. And I appreciate that. Hit up MK Rank, adjust your rankings if you feel so that you want. But we've got a new website. It is called Keycap Archivist. I've been hit up by multiple people on Discord that were posting about it. I want to say I don't think it was Janky Render. Who was it? Someone posted about it recently, and I forgot who it was, and I apologize. But then I was also reached out by what's his name, Zek. I don't actually know exactly who made this website. So it does seem to be a collaborative process.
Yeah, and this is awesome, because I think if you are someone who is just getting into artisans, there's always they posted this picture on Instagram and it's of this like 5 different sculpts, and I don't know what the hell any of them are called. And you go to try to enter a form, and sometimes it's not always easy. This shows you all that information. Plus, if you're buying something, you want to look for something, you want to build a want to trade for list. This has like literally everything for different vendors, different artisan makers, all their different sculpts, and then all the different colorways.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It literally has like one-off keycaps.
Like the first thing I checked was to see if Mechs on deck.
Yeah, they're on there. So we did a colorway with a Mechs on deck themed colorway with CYO caps, and literally Osiris's one of one owl bear is on there, or Yeti owl, not owl bear. Sorry, playing too much D&D apparently, but yeah, there's some that stuff's all on there. The bro caps gets can be a little confusing on like which one's which and which there are so many different ones, right? And then different versions of them. Latrialum, that's another one because a lot of people with some of her caps, they're all they're all very similar, right? They go off of a theme, and so it's a little bit harder to decipher which ones are which. It's still being updated like frequently. There's still more and more caps coming on there, but Jeff Leber, there's the person that sent it. But he was, I think, the first person that posted about it in our Discord. But Prime Caps is on there. Great friends of the channel. But just lots of really. You did not send this, then somebody else did. Hey, I don't remember. I'll have to.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
I just want to give the shout outs to who the person that deserves the shout outs.
Thank you to whoever sent it.
Dollars
appreciate it. Dollar Tacos. Oh, well, he's a artisan maker. He's right here. He's got his blank that he's been doing. And he had the one that he did with us for the Quarantined on Deck, which from what I've seen, almost all of those caps are on here. So,
yep.
Which is pretty
absolutely cool. It's just, this is another great thing, right? I kind of wish there was like a GMK version of this where you could go into like sets that have blue in it, and then you could click and like sort them by color and sort them by vendor, or like have a search function where it's like, what do you want to look for? Vendor, and you click Dixie, and here's all the sets that they run, or novel keys, and here's all the sets that would be really nice. But with this is very helpful because a lot of these are harder to remember. When there's 15,000 different molds, it's a little bit harder to remember not only the mold but the color, because sometimes it's some strange word that's not even a real word.
Very true. Very true. I wonder, do they have the one that has Lisa's tooth in it?
I can look that up. Where is it? If it's not there, it's going to be with night caps. Let's see. Caps. Dental plan.
Assuming it's on there.
It's in the dental plan somewhere. I'm sure it's on there. Grinding my teeth. Yep, it's there.
Dang.
So
they got everything.
They have everything. For anyone watching on Keycap Archivist, I have the answer to your question of CYO caps under the, not Yeti Owl, but under the Ambassador. There's an unknown. That is the Funfetti colorway that was came up with apiary keyboards.
Which one? On CYO?
CYO Ambassador V3, the very top one, is the Funfetti colorway, and is called, it says unknown.
Yeah.
So I've basically begged Apiary, but she only has one. She didn't want to give it up. So these lists are not completely 100% because there are bears that are not up here.
Yeah.
There are other caps, but it's cool that we're seeing stuff like this. There was something like this, but it was laid out a little bit more like borderline Excel spreadsheety.
Well, it was just a Google sheet. Like it was just a compilation of Google Sheets with links, which Some of them you never know if it's really up to date or not. This just looks nicer, is easier to navigate. It's not just like pages and pages and pages and pages of info. So
it's very, very well put together. But yeah, and if you guys want to, submit, I think you can. I don't know what wish list is, but I guess maybe you could ask them to put something in. I'm sure you can hit them up. They do have looks like they do have a Discord link on here, and I just joined their Discord. All right. But yeah, so you can join their Discord. So if you have like caps that are not in there and you have nice pictures of them, or you can provide the pictures that they took, be sure to, help. It's community driven, right? This is someone's not making money off of this. There's no ads on this website. So this is just out for, it's out to get the word out on what these artisans are.
Exactly. And then Sayoshi brought up the Keycap Lender for what Chewy was asking for. That does exist, but it really only goes back to like the middle of last year. And it's not like actually organized other than the month that a set ran. I think it would be really cool if, like what Chewy said, where you had it to where you could like, it was like, oh, these are Dixie's sets, and then it was done by month. These are this vendor sets, then done by month. I think that would be really cool to be able to see everything. And if it went back even further, which would be really hard, I know, because you'd have to go through tons and tons of Geekhack pages, but it would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Mellow Yellow, one of the, so I don't know everybody that worked on this, but I know that at least one person worked on this from the artisans. I know that they are working with the artisans to get pictures, to get names. So it's, it's run by the community. This isn't just some random dude who just found a bunch of pictures. I know that they are working with it. I don't actually know what the artisan makers think of it. I'm sure they don't hate it. Like, I don't see why you would hate it. I think it's like, hey, we just took the pictures and did this. Probably best to ask them to use the pictures, but I don't see why they would say no, because it's basically just free advertising.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a cool website, and check it out. I highly recommend it. So once again, that's Keycap Archivist. You hit !KA. You can head to that website and look. It's fine. It's sometimes it's just worth it just to click and see, and look at there. It's pieces of art, right? It's basically a little art.
It's pretty cool. It looks cool. Get more info. You can find caps that you didn't know existed, and then realize that they're crazy expensive. So yeah, and then get disappointed.
Let's see. So as of right now, just so we can get a head start on it, it is keyboard of the week time. You can post your keyboards, the Wazowski 2317, 2319, whichever one. The reigning champ. You can go to our Discord, !Discord. Head over to keyboard pictures. Please limit your pictures to one submission. And also, if you can, please post a picture. Please post what board it is, because sometimes the top down image, especially if 60%, can be a little confusing. So go on, head over there to keyboard pictures. If you win, you will get entered. We're coming up with ideas for what to do at the end of the year, but you'll also get your picture for the on the banner on our Discord. It will be your keyboard for a week. You will get a special, now bright pink, or like a soft bright pink, if that makes sense. Changed from navy blue per the Rick. It's him wanting to change it to pink. Our current champion, Elevision, won with what will most likely be the strangest keyboard that exists on this list.
It's true. It some would say it. Some people might say it's not even actually a keyboard; that it's a macro pad of some sort. But you know what? We appreciate all mechanical things of shapes, of all shapes and sizes. Words are hard.
It'd be like this,
but it's beautiful. It's unique. It's one of a kind. Frothy KK. is also beautiful, unique, and one of a kind. And we appreciate you being subbed for 14 months. Thank you.
An OG. An OG. There will be a campaign to make Elevation's Keep of the Year. Yeah, we love tournaments. Like, the reason that we talked to Dixie and we kind of got in this whole deal with Mech Madness this past year is Osiris and I love tournaments. We love competition. Osiris likes winning probably more than any other human being likes winning. But
it's funny when people like hear that, and I'll be like, listen, I'm probably the most competitive person you've ever met. And they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, I don't think you understand.
No, it's like, because Osiris doesn't just want to beat you. He wants to embarrass you. He wants you to know that no matter how hard you try, it will just not be good enough. He's got to not only push you down in the dirt, he's got to step on your face and push you even further.
It's a special. I grew up a brother that was 10 years older than me. My brother's 6'6". He was, most of the time you'd think if your brother is that much older, he's not around. My brother was around, and he always beat the ever-living crap out of me and everything that we did. So, it just came from him. So I just blame it on him. And he's like, I'm turning you into a man. And I'm like, I would like to win a game of basketball at some point. You're 6'6", I'm 5'9", I'm 11. Like, let me hit a shot. He's like, I'm going to dunk on you.
I never played basketball against my brother was 6'4", but I was never really a basketball player. I played football and rugby. But there was that one time where my brother finally was like, my brother would come beat the crap out of me because he was like, he's only 3 years older than me, but he's super tall and skinny. And I'm very, like, I'm not short, but a lot more stout and bigger than him. And if you guys, I know Keeb Noob knows what I'm talking about when I say a dump tackle, but there's a thing in rugby called the dump tackle that's super illegal now because it will just like basically snap your head off, but you basically whip their head into the ground. And I did that to my brother who's 6'4", and yeah, it didn't end well, but I didn't get in trouble because my parents were like, one of these days your little brother's going to beat the shit out of you. And then finally he hasn't messed with me since. So yeah. Anyway, there's a peek into our childhoods.
Hey, it happens sometimes, Sometimes you gotta get it out. You get a little peek into the old noggin. But we want to peek into your keyboard collection and pick a keyboard of the week. So if you don't know what that is, we'll go over it again. Join us on Discord. There's Keyboard Pictures channel. Post a picture of your board there. Chewy and I will go through all of them, and then we will each pick our favorite, and then you in chat will decide which one will be keyboard of the week. That will be made into our banner, and you will get a special role on Discord. So pretty cool. Go ahead, post your pictures.
Post them up. So while we're seeing these posts come in, I just want to give a full-length shout out to our awesome sponsors. You can go to switchmod.net/mechsondeck for 4% off your order. And if you're not ordering anything, at least go give him a shout. Say, hey, you're doing great. You're doing awesome. He's got a stressful day. Send him some love. Send him that Mechs on Deck love. He's, it's we all have tough times. We understand that mental health's a thing. Let's keep the good vibes going his way. So switchmod.net/mechsondeck. You can go to Dixie Mech and get a mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. Pick up GMK nuclear data, as well as oh man, I forgot the name.
It's like
Poyu Pono. Okay, so GMK Pono. Actually, kind of strange. We didn't really talk about this today, but we can talk about it more on Wednesday. Dixie doing like a mid month set. That's new. That's different. Pono, very like a nice black and pink set. Not black pink, not associated with black pink in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, go pick up one of those two sets or both, and use the promo code with Mechs on Deck or that link. It gives us a little kickback. Lets us get some make some cool ass content. You got Project Keyboards for mechsondeck.project.link. Pick up GMK Sumi, which is really growing on me. Really growing
It's
on me.
pretty good.
It looks pretty cool. I don't think I will personally own it, but I'm hoping that you get it so that I can at least see it and have access to it.
See,
right?
the problem about Sumi for me is that I want like literally everything.
Every kit, yeah.
But 40s and space bars. Like I want everything. Like including the desk mats, which is I have never bought a desk mat. I've never bought a desk mat. And I'm
sorry, I had to go running my head into the wall to make sure I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah. I mean, I probably won't use them. I just want them because they look amazing.
Yeah, dude, shout to Lang. So he's like hanging up his desk mats on the walls behind him, and I'm like, that's fucking cool. I'm taking that from you. Whenever, which by the way, guys, the Zyko desk mat is going to happen. I'm waiting on a sample, but I'm totally gonna hang a Zyko desk mat behind you. But anyway, that was in the middle of the of the sponsor speech. We have not gotten to canakeys.com/Mechs on deck. Pick yourself up some GMK bread. GMK pretty and pink extras going on right now. A sweet ass winter hour desk mat, as well as the bread desk mats. And then of course the Mizu desk mats and SA Row 3 Mizu coming out. It's a solid buy, by the way, guys. That SA Mizu, if you're about the Row 3 life, SA Mizu is like a solid pickup price. So thank you to our awesome sponsors. We could absolutely not.
Yeah, appreciate that. And then, of course, our partners as well, which are Smith and Rune. Head on over to Smith and Rune, or not Smith and Rune, SmithRune.com. Pick up some merch. They got cool stuff. Get some sweatpants. I know it's hot outside, but you'll want them here in like 6 months. And who knows if they'll still be available. Also, apparently they're embroidered, which is pretty sweet. Sign up for the Type Beast newsletter at typebia.st. He's got a new one coming out soon. And then, of course, head on over to Zap Cables. Pick yourself up a fancy cable and even a desk mat, you know. I've got a desk mat from them, and it is awesome. It's way longer and way faster. If you're someone who wants... If you're worried about the mat actually being like fast for your mouse feet, it's faster than something like the Novel Keys ones. So head on over there, check them out, pick one up. And Starstone says that he's sending out the latest issue soon.
Hell yes. I'm excited. Get it out before Saturday. I'm just fucking with you. No, but yeah. We got some cool ass sports that I'm excited to look on here. So we got one that I'm very excited to take a look at.
I've never seen before. Yep. So let's get going on this. Let's start taking a gander at what we've got. Let me get my panels and everything all situated so I can actually see things. Okay, first up, we've got from Ethernet cable 6, Ethernet cable, Keycap 6. That's what I'm calling them, Ethernet cable.
I like it.
It's a
with
space
the iPhone.
with the iPhone. The Space 65 with 8008 Moonshot Kapora and Novum other word Crescent from Sodi Caps.
Solid board. Kind of looks like, I mean, ever since Lang was like, oh, it's an iPhone, I was like, God damn it. Now I can never unsee the fact that it looks like an iPhone. But I love the keycap set with it. Appreciate that you went with the mod colored pipe key. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I like 8008. It looks good. And
it does the diving board justice. The diving board's okay with 8008. Some diving boards are a bit rough, but this one's okay.
Infill. Don't disrespect the infill.
Don't disrespect the infill. I mean, it'd be like that sometimes, though.
But yeah, it does look like an iPhone, and now I can't unsee that either. So thanks for that one, Chewy.
Blame it on Lang. So, but yeah, and I also like, you know, they did the whole with the desk mat thing as well. So very, very clean aesthetic setup. But next up by Sayoshi of Mechs and Co. Got the Luna 60 HHKB, the board that if only people saw the back end of that board more, they're trying to hide it.
It has a
GMK
nice fanny.
Violet on Cream. It does have a nice fanny with some very cool artisans. Got some soda caps in there. So it kind of matches well. Green and purple always kind of go together. I feel like they've always, the Joker theme has always worked. Personally, I'm not like the hugest fan of the Luna because I don't really like the ridges, but like if that's what you want with it, like it's perfect, right? It's the board for you at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait till sets like Lunar and Apollo start coming out and they pair it with that. Also, I think Sayoshi, is he the one that's doing the Hubble 65? I think that's the same.
He is on the team.
Yeah, so he's all about the space theme. So yeah, I'm excited for more stuff. This looks great. I love purple on white. My first two keycap sets that I ever bought were both purple on white sets. So
I remember the day.
This is Violet on Cream is up my alley. So
Hell yeah.
Is this Violet on Cream? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah, this is VOC. So very, very clean looking set. Although, man, come on, give me a mod colored pipe key.
Yeah, mod colored pipe key would have really taken it
or
to the next level.
But I mean, I do have a question for you, Sayoshi. Are you using that as a pipe key or using it as backspace? Because I see delete, which I could see you using a backspace and the true split backspace positioning. But
or does he do the 1U?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's doing the true split backspace 1U. I actually normally run it backspace delete. There you go. Pictures. I get it. Looks very clean though. Next up, I'm red. Dabba dee dabba die.
Yeah, dude. There's a KBD 8X Mark II with GMK Hamon by Pixel RPG. This looks awesome. This gives me flashbacks to the Vern from the Houston meetup last year, about a year ago, actually, like almost today. It very similar idea, very different board, but Hamon just looks nice. It just looks clean. Also, I like how this is like how you got the little bit of a Chewy pre-stream going on with the light flashes.
Yeah.
Before we started, the sun was going down here in Texas, and Chewy had some lines on his face from the blinds.
Some tiger stripes that were there for about 5 minutes.
But no, this looks clean. I'm sure this feels great. I wonder if Pixel's in chat, what switches are in this?
Just don't say silence. And if you say silence, I'm sorry that I made fun of you. I have Zor is up next. Holy Pandas. There it is. My guy. My fucking guy. Zor is up next, though, with a board. This is a F13 board. I have Zor. You're going to have to let me know what board this is because I have no fucking clue what board this is.
I'm pretty sure this is a render, dude.
This is a render? Okay, that's what I was going to say because I was like, I also have no fucking clue what keycap set this is because I don't know what
render.
Struct. Yeah, Struct. Well, Zor, I would love to know something about the render, although I cannot claim this to be Keyboard of the Week since this probably does not exist. Looks like the E 8.5. It does scratch that. Hashtag cheats.
Hashtag cheats, yeah. At first, when it's small, you can't tell, but then when I opened it up real big, I was like, wait.
Void and... Yeah.
This is either a render or a highly edited photo.
Render of E 8.5.
Okay,
yeah. It looks cool. I mean, it's got all the exclusive stuff on it, right? Like exclusive being the company. For those who don't know, E and E 8.5, E 6.5 stands for exclusive. It's got the trademark. Let's throw in our LEDs randomly above the arrow keys, as well as always doing something like with a badge or a different color on the top. So
Yeah, I wonder, have they said, I haven't followed this group by or the IC for this like at all. Have they said that are they going to do the engraving or whatever, the printing
I
on
have
the
no idea.
brass?
Lang, I think, knows because I want to say he was following it. So, Lang, if you are in chat, let us know.
Also, Morven Mad, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate it. Oh, hi. But yeah, I'm excited for this board to come out. This looks cool. I like the little lights. Pretty sweet. No engraving. Thank freaking God, because that's the worst thing when people get the dang. They only buy the like custom one and they don't actually get the exclusive E6.5 one, and they try to sell their board, and then it's like it's got like their gamer tag on it, and it's like it's like noodle potato 42, and you're like, I don't want that.
That'd be like, whoop! If I tried to sell this, like,
oh yeah,
you want a board with those Mechs on deck on the back? Like, just strange. So I mean, see, what I think you should do is, if you want to do something like that, get something that's got a big enough base that you could like take that and go get it engraved somewhere. But yeah, that is a render though, and I'm sorry, gotta axe that from our decision making. We're going to void that away from the the thing. Anyway, next up, we've got MK Rank is posting his Switch Couture Alice style layout with GMK Oblivion monochrome kit. Clean. Very unique. This is trippy.
I mean, yeah, this looks cool. It's kind of, I feel like this is a board. I'm sure it looks different in person than in the photo, like with the reflections and stuff. But I feel like I might actually get a headache if I stared at this for too long. That's a lot of colors. It's also like a little bit of an acid trip, you know?
That's why I like it. It's trippy. It's definitely got that like trippy vibe to it. Very, very cool, very unique. It is super meta. I love the super meta keycap decisions there. So Alice style board always looks cool. I'm sure it's a dream to type on because Alice style boards. What switches did you throw in there? MK Rank, if you don't mind me asking. So overall, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
So we can move on to the next one of the few.
What PCB is that too? That's a interesting PCB in there.
Be a custom one.
Speaking of trippy, I've got time to visit space. True.
Black ink, so it's gonna be super smooth.
Yeah, you can see the reflection of the phone. But next up, we have got a board that not very many people got on time, or I think there are people who are still waiting, and a lot of people weren't super happy with it. But that doesn't make it a bad board. It can still be a good board. That is a Xeno with H1s on a half plate, which was an interesting offering for this, which we've seen I feel like we've seen a large regression in half plate offerings this year. And then it also has GMK Serica on top, which I love the way Serica looks. It just looks so clean.
Very.
This looks great.
It's solid. I would have loved a black space bar, but that's just me. I think that color combination was kind of like, I know a lot of people went because this came out during kind of the hype and the popularity of Serica coming out, that I know a lot of people bought the black version of this to put Serica.
Yeah.
So
people in chat asking what a half plate is. Basically, the plate covers the F row and the modifier keys, but none of the actual like alphas are in the plate, so it's plateless there. Gives you a little bit of flex, but you still get some rigidity on the edges. It is definitely a different feel. And it was super popular at like one point last year. We saw like everything, like the Polaris offered in a half plate. IDB 60, I think, was in a half plate. I think even some of the Mechanist stuff was half plate, but it hasn't been as popular recently.
It's been Who know? I think a lot of it might have to do with just like people are getting polycarbonate palm plates cut, which FR4 plates are coming out. It's kind of like, if it's already going to be very flexible, does it need to cause potential issues of that? Because we saw freaking the J80 that was just completely plateless. So like you come into bigger issues because then you can't put in certain switches, or you can, but it would be just a fucking nightmare trying to put non-PCB mounted switches. So like you basically throw Holy Pandas out the door on a half plate.
Yeah.
So
I do have one question for Mr. Japiture about this photo. What is this keyboard resting on? Because it is not sitting on the mat. What do you have it sitting on in order to get that depth of field? Or did you just edit that? It doesn't look like you edited it. I want to know.
A watch box.
A watch box. There we go.
His arm.
His arm.
So next up, very happy to see these going out.
Newcomer.
So this guy, this is a U80, the U80A in white or milk, as I believe they said. So very, very clean looking board. Looks like GMK 9009 with the round three because of those centered caps. Very clean. I think that the U80 is a board that I think I haven't heard anybody complain about. I haven't heard anybody say like this is the greatest thing, but the mute plate, I am curious to see how a lot of people take to the mute plate. I haven't heard anything bad, and no news is good news, honestly. If this board comes out and it's solid, I think that the U80 is going to be a good staple of a TKL in this community. And it looks clean. That side profile with the bar, it looks really clean. I'm sure the Chosen One is extremely happy with this.
Sounds consistent. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see more about this. I'm excited to see people start building them. I want to see what the port color looks like in person, or at least on like a stream, right? Like I need to see more pictures of that color in the wild because it is, or it might not be called port. Is it port or is it wine? I can't remember. It might be port.
I think it was. I just look it up.
Yeah, it was port. Okay.
Port.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see more pictures of that.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, I know it's gonna be one of those boards where, because I remember you and I had long discussions about whether or not you would get one. I know you eventually decided not to, but I think you've gotten other things that are good.
Forced full backspace was kind of a little bit of a deal breaker. So
here on Mechs on Deck, we split backspace our TKLs.
I mean, hey, it's all about comfort, right?
Exactly.
More comfort, baby.
Is Infinikey good quality? I will let you know. I have an Infinikey set coming pretty soon, hopefully. I'm excited to type on that for long periods of time.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. There's more new happening. Okay. All right, next up. I don't know what board this is.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's not a clue board. Because clue board didn't have the 2. But this is Vaporwave, the PBT set from Vaporwave, from Novel Keys. It looks like a Vermillo VA68M. Yeah, I know that's like Krelbit's like super amazing what he loves.
No, this is a Ducky. That's why I was
Ducky,
like, it doesn't look like
Vermillo. Purple. So yeah, I mean, and it's one of. I mean, this layout though is very very popular. It's I know the slip line, which is his board, is coming in this layout. I love the theme. I think the purple matches really well because it does what I love that this board kind of does, and a lot of people are able to accomplish it, where it doesn't match it. It kind of fits in between the two colors, right? It's not quite the dark purple, but it's not quite the light purple, so it just accents it beautifully.
Yeah, it does. Although I'm going to say one thing. Full right shift on something that is smaller than a TKL looks so weird to me now.
Yeah.
It just looks so big. Like on a TKL, it doesn't look that weird, but on something like this, it looks so weird. But obviously, this is not something that you can control. You can't control that on a pre-built.
Force.
Yeah. So, but no, this looks awesome. And this is like a cool way. I've seen a lot of people do this recently. I've seen a couple people even do build streams where they rebuild like a Ducky 1-2 Mini or another board of that like stature, where they'll just take it apart, they'll desolder it, put new switches in, take some, maybe throw something that you can't get, because you can't get like Zeal switches or Gatoron switches or the JWK switches on these boards like this, and you can always rip it apart, put it back together, put what you want in it, put it back together, and then now you got basically a new board for not that much money, and you gave a whole lot of life to your big name brand box board.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sweet.
Absolutely. And last up for the night, I want to with a very clean looking Key 65 with GMK, the brand new GMK Delta. I'm mad that I slept.
Yeah, me too.
That's clean. That's just
Delta looks good. I is that how you say it? Or
I think I1A is Lang said.
How is it? It looks good.
It looks.
I'm bummed.
This is anytime you can fucking match a white keyboard with a set that has this kind of white, where it just has that clean look. Like it looks super clean. This is a board that will stick out. This is a board that I'm sure it matches the blue really well and on the logo, on the Key 65 logo. This is one of those boards that it's like you'd have a hard time not separating the keycap set from the board, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you get Delta or no?
No, I didn't. He was saying Chewy got it to saying the name.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I thought you didn't get it. But no, this looks great.
I got Terra that month.
Yeah, I am bummed that I didn't get this. What color is the white? Is it E white? Or are you talking about the key set?
Probably WS2. It looks like WS2, which is a cooler white.
WS2.
Yep.
Yeah, WS1 is like paper.
Yeah, it's a warmer. Streaking Bison, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Streaking Bison, that's a sweet ass name. I built my Belafonte Key 65 for a PC and brass one. It was a happy accident. So Osiris, what are you picking?
Man, this is hard. Let me scroll back through everything. Excuse me. I'm going to do Delta.
Yep. I figured. So I will choose. What am I going to choose? I'm going to go with the Xeno. So I'll set that up. So I'm going to set up the poll. It will be at the top of chat here in just a moment. Please vote. Which one is your favorite? So
this is the Xeno with the H1 switches on a half plate with GMK Serica. And then the next option will be the Key 65 with just shipped GMK Delta with a nice little matching. How does that match in person? I1A. Like, I want to know how close those two colors are, because by the picture they look pretty pretty dang
They look
close.
pretty close. I think it looks like the Key 60, the logo is probably a little more blue.
Yeah.
Just zooming in, it looks like it might be a little bit more blue, but I think it might be one of those. It's close enough. It kind of, the closeness helps kind of even out both.
Yeah. Well, the Key logo is so small too. It's not like big. Yeah, it's really close, but not quite there. Yeah. With it, if it was bigger, I think it would be a harder thing to kind of match.
Yeah.
But
and then another 65% with this layout that I do think is probably the perfected 65% layout. That badge, the top right keeps it clean and differentiates itself, as well as the win keyless bottom row. So just a clean overall.
Yeah, super clean. And then of course the Xeno looks amazing as well.
It does. I love that top. I know you're not a big fan of the top row. I enjoy the top row. I like having that that no man's land artisan keycap artisan spot.
It's not the fact that that's there. It's the
uneven.
It's the unevenness of the between escape and F1.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, this board is very, very clean. Unfortunate problems ran into this group buy. So it's just kind of one of those things that's like, it sucks. Zeal. There was, there were issues that could have been handled. There were issues that couldn't be handled. Communications on this was not where it could have been. Overall, it left a sour taste. I think Zeal's probably just not doing keyboards now, but I know he will make sure that people get their boards. It's not going to be a situation where it's just not going to happen. It's just going to take a long ass time. So
yeah,
which I may or may not be getting my M0110 and then passing it along to the buddy of mine who's buying it. So
yeah,
excited. All right, what's our polls looking like? Yep, that's kind of what I figured. It's too clean. That
it's the new, right? Like,
it's new.
I mean, Delta literally. I mean, I think it probably shipped to him today.
Yeah, so, I think it was either today or yesterday.
Great percentage number there.
I guess I missed the percentage number, but
69% of the votes.
Oh, nice.
That's the sex number.
That is the sex number. So, guys, thank you for joining. Cyrus, what are you doing tomorrow?
I am building not something to go onto water, a keyboard called a Canoe by Percent Studio. It's red weight, silver top, black bottom with a red aluminum plate. It'll have aqua Xylent switches in it to put it together. So come join me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central, which if you're on the West Coast, that will be 6 p.m. If you're on the East Coast, that'll be 9 p.m. So come hang out. We'll talk about stuff. We'll build the board. We'll have a good time. It'll be swell.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then Wednesday, we're going to have Mr. Nathan Alpha Man on. So be sure to come check out that stream. We're going to talk about GMK Ursa, which I think is going to be a set that many people are going to be annoyed that they didn't get. I think that's going to be kind of like that Delta, right? Where it's people are going to be like, shit, came out better than expected. So I think just overall, that's going to be a very great interview. We're also going to talk about the Evolve, which I think is probably one of the more exciting boards that we've seen in the last 6 months. So very excited to kind of get into that on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. So yeah, excited. I am looking for someone to stream. I saw someone that just said making Chewbacca noises, and I was tempted, but I was like, if it's just some guy screaming into his mic. Maybe. So let's see. What do we got? A Lego ice cream, different Lego guy from our normal. Anybody? Any suggestions? We're looking for non-keyboard streamers, guys. So if you have a non-keyboard streamer you would want us to check out, we'll throw it to you guys. We're one to spread the good word of keyboards.
Spread the good word of keyboards. See if there's someone that
This guy's building my sister a PC. Help. What else are we doing? Monday night. Is this guy melting candles? No, melting glass?
That
This seems
sounds interesting.
sweet.
Also very dangerous. You don't know what you're doing.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, I think soldering's remotely dangerous. Oof. All right, we're gonna check this guy out just because I want to watch him. But Lipster09, I will mark that down. There is always between the bricks though. Like, don't worry, we follow him now.
Yeah, he's on our follower list, which is like keyboard people, Tim the Tap Man, between the bricks.
All right, so we're going to follow this guy that I guess is blowing glass. I can't like sit here and watch it right now, but this seems really chill. We're gonna try it out. So we're going to hit it with the show us your keyboard. Well, hold on there. Copy paste that. We're gonna blast this guy with some show us your keyboard. He's literally just got an open flame with sunglasses on. This guy's like super chill.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, guys. So thank you. See Eric tomorrow and enjoy your stream, bud.
I will. It'll be a good time. Come hang out, 8 p.m. Central, and be here Wednesday with Mr. Nathan and Alpha Man. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
I switched out.